Of the Matildas, Melbourne victory against the Wellington Phoenix. A big battle in a red-hot race for the top six. And it is a top six that has victory on the outside looking in. A goalless Melbourne derby draw last week means the Jeff Hopkins side have just one win in their last 8. And the pressure is on for their push for the postseason as they sit in 7th with just 3 matches remaining on the other side of the Asian Cup break. Their test tonight is a tough one too. Second place Wellington Phoenix coming to Melbourne with top spot in sight. We've got Melbourne City and the Central Coast Mariners kicking off simultaneously to this one. So they will have to worry about results elsewhere. But a win tonight will give Wellington a shot at ending the weekend atop the Ninja A-League. And if they can do that, it will be another broken record in a season of firsts for the Phoenix. They have never won in the state of Victoria. 2 teams making their way out onto the pitch at the home of the Matildas, 7th v 2nd, but it's a tantalizingly tight table. And this could well be a potential finals preview in Bundoora as Kayla Morrison leads her side out in victory game 101. She became the first ever Melbourne victory player to hit the 100 game mark, and we saw her get a special presentation before kickoff today at the home of the Matildas. A great honour for the victory captain. Here is the victory 11. It's unchanged from that Melbourne derby draw, so Claudia Bunge will face a few of her Football Ferns teammates today. Taylor Ray makes her 100th Ninja A-League appearance in midfield. Brianna Policina and Rachel Lowe, the players to watch out for Wellington. Both of those two have 3 goals in the past against the Phoenix. Here's another look at the milestone player, Kayla Morrison. 101 games today. What is incredible about her record-breaking figure is that 86 of them as of today have been without missing a single game. She's played every minute since her return from an ACL injury back in 2022. 2 changes to the Phoenix 11 after their defeats in the wild weather last week. Grace Jarley's absence sorely felt, so she is straight back in alongside Emma Pinenberg. It's Mackenzie Anthony and Daisy Brazendale who make way. And Lara Wall is the latest addition to the Phoenix injury list. She tore her calf in that game. Pia Vlock will have happy memories of playing against Melbourne victory. Her first career goal at 17 was the match winner last time these two met back in round 3. She's gone on to score 4 more since, and the Phoenix's first ever Ninja A-League hat-trick. Jeff Hopkins, well, he knows that his side need a strong sprint to the finish. If they're going to book finals for an 8th successive season, they have only missed them twice in his tenure. Michaela Ryan in charge of these 2 sides for the 3rd time this season. She's got Nicoletta Soteropoulos and Daphne Gunaris as her assistants. Puya Gadirian is the 4th official. There's Beth Priestman. Melbourne, a place that holds mixed memories for her. She was knocked out of the World Cup as Canada head coach here in 2023. But I'm sure she would wash away those unhappy memories if her side can take out top spot in Melbourne today. Really is a massive pre-finals, pre-Asian Cup break matchup. Michaela Woods will be looking to have her say after missing out on getting her name amongst the goal or assist column for the first time last week. 8 goal contributions in 6 games so far for an American on fire in the Ninja A-League. And how the Phoenix will be hoping for her to fire tonight. Top spot beckons if 3 points can be claimed and results go elsewhere. But count out this Melbourne victory side at your peril. A team who have been there and done it so many times before. Even though they are not in the finest of form, they know how to make this place a fortress and get the results when they count, as they look to keep up their sterling record of consecutive runs to the finals. And they kick us off, as they have been doing in recent weeks, with an unorthodox one straight out for a goal kick. And so Vic Essen will take possession immediately for the Phoenix. And they've been working on that one. Well, working is put in sort of inverted commas there, victory. For a few weeks, but we have seen a lot of these long ball attempts to try and lock the teams in the corners. I'm not sure that one was pulled off exactly as they would have hoped. But the Phoenix will be happy to take the football. So they do arrive into Melbourne in solid form if you ignore that blip on the radar last week. Wellington, the wind, the rain, or in the wind, the rain, the Phoenix went down 2-1 to the Mariners. It's interesting to note the comments of Beth Priestman in midweek. She felt like perhaps, and I quote, that it might have been the kick up the bum that Wellington needed before the back end of the season. They are not just fighting for their first ever finals berth, but potentially push for the Premier's plate. Well in that race. Pressure on for both sides tonight. We'll pick it up the line for Holly Furphy. A strong challenge in from Pia Block to try and win it back off the home side. Left on its way by Furphy. Jolly and Kennedy Whites come together. It's the Victory American who wins out. This it back to Courtney Newbon. Talked about Kayla Morrison's milestone. There was a nice little one for Courtney Newbon last week as well. That 0-0 draw against Melbourne City. Her 20th victory clean sheet, which means she's overtaken Casey Dumont as the all-time victory clean sheet keeper. She's among the best in the Ninja A-League all-time as well. As Taylor Ray comes a Ninja A-League Centurion today. Gets her way into the victory midfield as this season has progressed. She'll be needing to qualify for the finals if she's going to keep up her incredible run of having won each of the last 3 Ninja A-League championships, both at Sydney and the Mariners. Blissett bending a ball for Sophia Sakalis. Wellington able to win it back, but only momentarily. He's up and under ball, was looking for a run from Kennedy White that never materialized. So it is the Phoenix who arrive in Melbourne in the stronger of form between these two sides. Phoenix just the 2 losses in their last 9. Victory, 1 win in 8, almost opposite images of one another. But the Phoenix are looking to reverse their curse in the state of Victoria. Their good recent runs of results in the Ninja A-League have not won in 10 attempts in Melbourne. That one's picked off by Pynenberg. Well done by Michaela Woods to keep it alive for Wellington. Mania Elliott breaking into open space and going to get the shot to dip, but a promising early sighter for the young football Fern. Checked inside, Rihanna Policino didn't get the shot to dip in time. Has scored before against Melbourne Victory at this venue. Phoenix's first and only points in Melbourne came courtesy of her 90th minute header back in December of 2024. Quite some interesting encounters here at the home of the Matildas, these two. Late drama in that 1-1 draw. They played a 5-3 out as well here a couple of seasons ago. It's a fixture that Wellington have won just the once. Mitchell Lowe have a first touch to try and take it around Ellie Walker. Despite the protestations of the Melbourne Victory midfield, no whistle arrives for this one. To the judge at home. Pinenberg. Oh, ground giving way beneath the feet of Chelsea Blissett, and that might mean the ball works out to the advantage of Brooke Nunn. Her touch, a laboured one, and it just allows Blissett to steal in and buy the Victory defence some time. The Victory fans will be well acquainted to the threats of Brooke Nunn. She was a menace against Melbourne Victory in the grand final last year for the Mariners, which of course Nunn's Central Coast side then won on penalties. It's going to be another Phoenix long throw looking for the threat of Grace Jarley, but not totally away by Kennedy White. It's all won back by Phoenix captain Mackenzie Barry. Relish the responsibility, Mackenzie Barry, of stepping into that captain's armband this season. Leon. Fighting against the weight of numbers, manages to work it back to Vlock. Nice ball inside to Pinenberg. Good play from the Phoenix, but it ends at the feet of a player many of them will be very familiar with in Claudia Bunge. A fascinating battle between Michaela Woods and the Victory defence. Sakalis hoping in on its way for Policina, who does the same for Kennedy White. And she is found in an offside position. The Phoenix defensive formation doing its job. I'm sure Phoenix fans watching on, either in Wellington or elsewhere, will be keeping an eye on the other game running concurrently to this one. Melbourne City taking on the Mariners in Gosford. We'll have some say on whether or not the Phoenix could be a chance of taking top spot, but they've got to worry about Victory here. Kennedy White coming forward. And the cross into the box is a decent one, but no one home to provide a telling touch. Elliott, it's a bit of a haphazard ball into a central area. Can Victory punish it? Policina forward, Sakalis. It's a solid block from Pinenberg, and Victory will get themselves an early corner inside the first 10. Sakalis didn't think twice. She wanted to drive that in, but it was agile defending from Emma Pinenberg. The football Fern back in the 11 today. Here comes the cross, and it goes towards the back stick. Victory nor Phoenix able to get a telling touch. Policina, Rihanna Policina, dinking it towards the back post. It's awkward for the Phoenix defence. But the flag comes up against Kayla Morrison. Incredibly, she's still hunting the first goal of the Ninja A-League season. Time she just strayed into the wrong spot. It was a nice idea from Policina, whom in the home of the Matildas grandstand might have been expecting her to shoot there, but Rihanna Policina, 113 game Ninja A-League veteran, often sees things that others don't. Pickett having to double back quickly.
Get bodies in this area, come on! Bodies across in the area!
Lead up to Lucia Leon. She saw a bunch of her teammates this week. Leon called into the Football Ferns, and she herself was selected for international duty with the Dominican Republic in the upcoming international break. Of course, in Australia, it's all eyes on the Asian Cup, but not for those in New Zealand. Big World Cup qualifiers to watch out for many other sides, including Leon's Dominican Republic. Blissett. So Carlos. This has been a promising start for a Melbourne Victory side for whom points are at a premium. Morrison was being urged to drive, and drive she did. Finds low. She's robbed off it by Jale. It's a task too tall for Michaela Woods. Speaking to media in midweek, Beth Priestman was quick to point out just how much the Phoenix felt the absence of Grace Jale last week. She's putting together a great campaign where the numbers are concerned. Not so much in goal scoring, but off the ball, around the ball, Vandermeer tracking back. She's the one who's given away this free kick against Holly Furphy. Decent ball over the top in search of Kennedy White, but can't make much of it. Comes at the feet of Vic Essen. Kennedy White searching today for what would be just a second goal at the home of the Matildas this season. 8 for the campaign. Only 2 of those have come in the last 2 months. Here's a chance potentially for her. She looks to put the pressure on the Wellington defence. Able to come up with the stoppage through Essen. Not an easy backline to unsettle Wellington's. Best in the Ninja A-League when it comes to goals conceded. And perhaps Mackenzie Barry and Vic Essen just a little bit unclear with one another as to who's was taking responsibility for that one. Luckily, Essen was able to come in and clear it away. She might not be in her reddest and hottest of form relative to what we saw at the start of the season, Kennedy White, but if you offer a striker an open net, there's usually only one outcome. Brilliant work by Kayla Morrison. The pass forward is excellent too. Policina wide to Blissett, the cross. Undoing all of the good work in the lead up, not least because there was a offside flag, but this was something to behold from Kayla Morrison, the pass and the physical work. Football back to the Phoenix. Ellie Walker bringing this back into play. Interesting to note that. Strapping across the thumb. these Phoenix players who's been a brilliant addition to the competition by Beth Priestman. Sakalis able to slip past her markers and slide the ball to the feet of Rihanna Policina, who does have a fair bit to aim at this time, but can only find the head of Mackenzie Barry. Woods helps it on its way, but not much more. Taylor Ray. Murphy falling to the floor, so it's going to be coming back easily to Marissa Vandermeer. It's a great ball for Jarley. A bit more space for the Phoenix to work with this time. Pynenberg held up by Taylor Ray. Brooke Nunn. Quite able to bring out her creative best that time around, the Englishwoman. A curious start to this game at the home of the Matildas. The Phoenix have shown their tactical versatility this season. They've not always been a side that necessarily need to dominate the ball and have the impetus. And thus far, they have been relatively, whether it's by design or coincidence, to cede that authority to victory so far. Flicked onto her own advantage by Nunn, who tried as she might, couldn't find her way through. In fact, it was Leon. Vandermeer. Jarley popping it to Mania Elliott. Taylor Ray picking up another of a handful of useful interceptions so far in this game. Taylor Ray scanning the field. Victory have been ball dominant as we approach the 20th minute mark. 73% possession, but they're yet to really test Vic Essen. And it is a well-known adage in football that possession counts for very little if you can't make much of it. And that was all too easy for the Wellington keeper, who has kept a Phoenix record 5 clean sheets this season. And well picked off by Jarley. Elliott bending a ball for Michaela Woods, who I fancy had that not found its way to Courtney Newbon, might have seen the flag come up against her. Michaela Woods looking to apply the press. It's been a thorn in the side, Michaela Woods, of just about every defense she's come up against so far in her short but fruitful time in the Ninja A-League. She's mostly been limited to watching this one so far, as Victory have taken a grip of the first 20. Leon dropping it down for Vlock. Just lost weight out to the weight of numbers, but did very well to win it back. Morrison. It's for home. Woods continuing to give chase. Those moments of press so critical for Victory to pick their passes right around. We know what a ruthlessly efficient side this Wellington team can be. The verticality they've got when you give them open space into which to transition. They might get a chance to do that here. Elliott inside for Piavlock. Manages to feed it across for Nunn. Chops back onto the left. Still going is Brooke Nunn. Now Pinenberg. Muscled off it well by the Victory midfield. And Victory close ranks to deal with the challenge. Perhaps that figure of only one victory since the 19th of December for Victory doesn't tell the full story. They have kept a couple of clean sheets in the last month. They did have to defend with 10 in that Canberra game they lost a couple of weeks ago. A red card for Claudia Bunge that was ultimately rescinded. So they have been better in the last few weeks, and they're looking to drive forward here through Sakalis. Policina now. Back to Sakalis. Victory building nicely here. Pickett chops on to the other side. Victory fans ask the question. No response arrives for Michaela Ryan. And now Wellington carry it up the other end. This would be potentially controversial. Michaela Woods trying to roll onto that left boot, but it's well defended by Kayla Morrison. Let's have another glimpse at it. There was definitely a coming together of boots between Jale and Pickett. I guess a question of intent on the part of Grace Jale. Did Pickett go down too easily? These are the questions running through the mind of Michaela Ryan. On well held by Claudia Bunge. Auckland native, but spent all her Ninja A-League years at Melbourne Victory. And breaks at the top of the box to Pinenberg. Ellie Walker. Phoenix have not been in their rhythm as yet. Can't fashion an opening through the cross of Brooke Nunn. And that will bring about the first cooling break of the evening's action at the home of the Matildas. It was a warm one in Victoria today, so both sides getting a chance to get a bit of rest and recuperation, and that gets a chance for us to look at some of the Asian Cup games that are coming up while the Ninja A-League is in break, and it all kicks off in Western Australia. The Matildas taking on the Philippines to open the tournament before they head to Gold Coast. What a place to play Asian Cup football against Iran on the 5th of March. You can scan the QR code on screen to grab your tickets, and they round out their group stage with a match against the Korea side at Stadium Australia in Sydney. It is an exciting month we've got ahead of us in Australia. And after that, it'll be an exciting sprint to the finish line in the Ninja A-League. Wellington not bothered about the Asian Cup. They have got all eyes on being the side to break the drought, to make finals for the first time in Phoenix history. And while they are within touch of top spot at the moment, they've got a game in hand on Melbourne City. It's such a tight table. Depending on the result, how it shakes out tonight. Victory and Wellington, who, for your reminder, sit in 2nd and 7th going into this weekend, could end up level on points. Beth Priestman and Michaela Woods just issuing some instructions on the fly. Probably a well-timed cooling break for the Phoenix. And that commentary from Michaela Woods about how wide their Victory centre-backs are positioning themselves. Perhaps that could afford some openings for the fleet-footed Woods to slip into. It's been quite the week for Wellington, though. They were playing in the most wet and blustery conditions you're ever likely to see at Porirua Park last week. Now they have cooling breaks in the setting sun in Melbourne. A week is a long time in the Ninja A-League. As the Victory clear away the long throw threats of Ellie Walker. Vandermeer. It was just missed by Leon. Victory head back to Newbon. And the press from Leon was good. It was enough to force a turnover. Good throw into Leon. Helped on its way for Woods, who will try to keep it alive with back to goal, but Victory decide that safety first is the best option. And they concede a corner. Which is not necessarily what you want to be doing against this Wellington side. They are one of the best set-piece sides in the competition. No side has scored more from corners than the Phoenix. And Beth Priestman's side find a way in front as Elliott swings the ball in. It's flicked on but not away by Morrison. And a little bit more emphatically struck by Claudia Bunge. Great turn by Elliott, who fires it into the feet of Woods. Perhaps wasn't expecting the ball to land in her lap so swiftly. Cleaner touch, and it could have been a red-hot chance for the Phoenix. It's a massive launch. And a good turn inside as well. Flips across the box, but only into the arms of Courtney Newbon. Victory have in no small part had to thank for those recent couple of clean sheets in the Big Blue in the Melbourne Derby. And they've turned defence into attack swiftly through Sakalis. They pass back a poor one though, picked off by Pia Vlock. Casts her eyes further afield and finds the run of Michaela Woods. Couldn't drive the shot on target, but a warning sign there of what the Phoenix can offer in transition. Always moving away from the frame of goal from the in-form American. And that is how quickly the Phoenix can flip the switch. And how quick Michaela Woods is. Just her second season of professional football for the 23-year-old. Playing in Iceland last season. It's taken very well to the Ninja A-League so far. That'll be a take two for Laura Pickett. The throw never actually made its way in play, so the taker awarded a second crack. Phoenix are making her life difficult, although that throw was a better one. Elliott was clipped and went down. And despite all the Victory's possession, it remains dead even on the shot count. Central defensive triumvirate of Vandermeer, Amy Walker and Mackenzie Barry found it all fairly comfortable so far. As Pia Vlock is the opposite of comfortable, upended there by a bit of a victory sandwich. Just squeezed by Sakalis and then Polisina. A lot of the ball, plenty of the leg. And unsurprisingly, not many complaints from Polisina. Up and under from Vandermeer. Could be an awkward one this for Morrison, who heads it up but not away. Woods misses it, Leon. Couldn't really flick it to the advantage of any teammates, so Courtney Newborn will take it very happily. Rachel Lowe looking to reward the run of Holly Furphy, who so far has been somewhat periphery on the right flank. Kenzie Barry rewarded for her commitment with a quickly taken Phoenix free kick. Maybe the Lions running too quick for the feet of Mania Elliott that time. She was one of the 7 Phoenix players who were called into the Football Ferns squad recently. One of those, unfortunately, won't be taking any part in the upcoming internationals. Lara Wall injured. Kayla Woods again looking to apply the pressure. Just feels like this could well be a game where she might have a say. It wasn't her game against the Mariners, but that sort of press created problems for Perth. And it's causing a few headaches for Jeff Hopkins as well. Vlock. Nice turn to reward the run of Nunn. Deflected ball, not quite saved from a corner. Chelsea Blissett couldn't deny it. It'll be another set piece coming the way of the Phoenix. And despite Blissett's best efforts, nice build up down the right though from Wellington. Phoenix fans will want to see more of the likes of Pia Vlock and Brooke Nunn combining, playing well with one another. That's a good delivery in from Mania Elliott, cleared away by Claudia Bunge. And had it not been for her presence, it could either have been going all the way in or there for a tap in for a Phoenix shirt at the back post. Jale's long throw, missiled in. Elliott drops the shoulder and gets round Pickett's. Good reinforcement work by Polisina. She cannot deny the insatiable appetite of Elliott. Here come the Phoenix. Pia Vlock twisting, turning and shooting. The victory defence come up with the stoppage. It's a frustrated expression on the face of Rihanna Polisina. As the Phoenix have, it would seem, used that cooling break to click back into gear. Really putting the squeeze on victory after a bright start for the hosts.
Yes, yes, she is, right. Yeah, just say you realise she actually is.
Essen with the long launch, missed in the air by Vlock, but the spillage will fall very nicely to Leon. Pushes her way forward through midfield, can't pick a pass for Michaela Woods, but the Phoenix will pick it up in the next phase for just a moment through Jale. Decides against launching a long throw that time. Furphy. A great player she can be when the Jets get turned on the flank. Does she have the beating of Marissa Vandermeer? She finds support in the form of Policina, who gets it back to Furphy. Can Victory offer something in the opposite direction? Kennedy White, the goal scorer looking to turn provider. It's hung up for Sakalis, but it's a fresh air swing. And she launched her way towards the ball. Take two for Chelsea Blissett, who breaks through. Walker makes it look all very relaxed despite the number of Victory shirts in the penalty area. They want to get those numbers back in. Sakalis barged over, all legal in the eyes of Michaela Ryan. And the Phoenix are 3-on-3 against the Victory defense. It's a great sliding challenge from Claudia Bunge. The danger not totally abated though. Taylor Ray has forced back Bunge. And it's picked off by the Phoenix. Vandermeer. Naya Elliott's. Inside for Jale. Now Michaela Woods chops it towards Brooke Nunn. Oh, superb stop by Courtney Newbon. Tipping it around the post to deny a player who was such a thorn in their side in the grand final last season. And Nunn just could not put a pin on a fantastic Phoenix move. That's the best patch of play we've seen from either side all day. And while the shot did lack a bit of conviction from the Englishwoman, it must be said it was still a very solid fingertip stop from Courtney Newbon to make sure it wasn't anything more. The Phoenix have got the bit between their teeth now, though. Able to thread the eye of the needle was Pia Vlock. It's evidence again of one of the things that's made this Phoenix side such an impressive team to watch this season. Under Beth Priestman, they can turn on you so quickly. They were on the back foot, ceding possession. Now they are looking the greater threat in possession. With defending to do here, though, it's hung up towards Sakalis, who drops it down for Kennedy White. Chance still alive potentially for Victory, but the flag is raised. And it'll all come to naught in the end. Great cross though from Furphy, albeit to an offside Sakalis. Just something to think about for a Phoenix defense that has, for the most part, been fairly assured and resolute. Policina. Space to work with for Victory this time. Sakalis wants to get onto that right for a shot, but is held up nicely. Rachel Lowe didn't need much of an invitation. And couldn't guide her efforts into an area that gave Vic Essen anything to do. Really well marshalled in the first instance by Ellie Walker. A bit of rushedness on the part of Rachel Lowe, perhaps. She'll be very eager to score a fourth against the Phoenix in her Ninja A-League career. Mentioned that chaotic 5-3 win for Victory at this venue, as Wellington have done some jobs since the cooling break to redress the balance in the possession stakes. That was the last time Rachel Lowe found the back of the net against the Phoenix. And 8 goals on that day in 2024. We're still looking for one inside the first half between these two sides. Increasingly, though, the Phoenix have begun to look the most likely. Mania Elliott's wasn't able to line up Lucia Leon. I wonder if that had taken a touch off a Victory defender, but and for a goal kick, and Victory get things going very swiftly indeed. Victory have been a good side at closing out first half as well. Can they be it here? Not quite. Across in advance of the waiting Kennedy Whites. Charlotte winning the ball back. Leon. She picked the perfect pass for Woods. She decides instead to go short for Vlock. And the second ball was an important one. It'll fall at the feet of Mania Elliott's. The deflection is a kind one for Courtney Newbon. Still goalless over in Gosford as well between the Mariners and Melbourne City. Of course, if City were secure a point tonight, that would take top spot out of the reach of the Phoenix this evening. They would need the Mariners to do them a favour. And they would need to win this game, which at the present moment is no sure thing. Pickett not happy with the lack of options she's got to pick out with this long throw. Which in the end, despite Mania Elliott's feelings about the situation, really only buys a bit of time for Victory. It's gone straight out for a Phoenix throw. Well, one back again by the Phoenix. They compress the space there nicely. Elliott rolls it to the feet of Grace Jarley. Vandermeer. It's a well-intentioned ball from Jarley. It's asking a lot of Mania Elliott, but she's equal to the task. It's great work from the football Fern. Good cross too. Pia Vlock. Jinking away from a marker. Couldn't find the cross inside, but will very happily take the corner. And persistence pays for Mania Elliott. It looks as though she was fighting a losing battle initially against Laura Pickett. Not to be. And the Phoenix reward is the kind of set-piece situation from which they have threatened so frequently this season. What does that chop of the arm signal mean from Pia Vlock? It's hung towards the penalty spot, flicked on, Leon towards goal. Nunn had a swing. Newbon made the body big. Denied the Phoenix threat. Good set piece routine this from the Phoenix, helped on by Vandermeer, and it was Nunn at the near post trying to turn it goalward. Newbon did very well. She will more than likely head into the Asian Cup break as the goalkeeper with the most saves in the Ninja A-League. As we head into 3 minutes of first half stoppage at the home of the Matildas. Still anyone's game in Bandura. Elliott's. Vlock. Decided to go for the glory. It's a nice little lob over the top from Brooke Nunn. She's got some great skills in the locker. Ex-Arsenal youth, a well-travelled player. Elliott's. There's there a final first half flourish for the Phoenix? How they would love to go into the break with a lead. They won't do it from this drive though. Brooke Nunn just behind the defensive line for victory. No stranger to Melbourne. Brooke Nunn actually spent a stint playing football in Victoria before arriving in the A-League with the Mariners. She was playing in the second state tier of Victorian football with Geelong Galaxy. Only a brief stint in the state competition in Victoria. And it was enough to help put her on the radar of the Mariners, and the rest is Ninja A-League Grand Final history. She would love to repeat that feat with the Phoenix this season. Got a bit to worry about first, though. Beth Priestman issuing the instructions as vociferously as possible, even with seconds of first half stoppage to go. Pynenberg has been busy on her return to the starting side. Nunn re-engages that battle with Blissett and continues on unperturbed. Eventually, Blissett is able to cover back and deny an otherwise promising run. Good pressure from Elliott. Mackenzie Leon across to Nunn. Great cross in as well. It's awkward from Pickett, and Bunge decided to go safety first. And will that tee up another Wellington Phoenix long throw? How generous will Michaela Ryan be? It's short for Vlock. Trying to find an angle for the cross, and does so. Drills it in well. And stoppage time in the first half elapses, and there will be no last long throw for the Phoenix. It is, as we started in the first game of round 18 in the Ninja A-League, an entertaining battle in the race for the finals is no closer to being decided. Victory were hot out of the blocks, plenty of possession, not enough chances, but since the cooling break, Wellington have taken a grip of the game. Great chances for the likes of Michaela Woods and Brooke Nunn, but it is all to play for at halftime in round 18. Melbourne victory 0, Wellington Phoenix 0. Let's have another look back at the highlights of what was a competitively fought first half, of which victory did start the brighter. That denial of a goal-scoring opportunity by Vic Essen, illustrative of an opening to the half. Victory had plenty of the possession, but creating meaningful chances that were a serious threat to the Wellington Phoenix net. Fewer and far between. This is a moment of controversy in the eyes of the Victory faithful, and a great sign of how good Victory or Wellington can be on the counter. Michaela Woods with a great chance. This one the best of the first half. Brooke Nunn bringing the best out of Courtney Newbon, and a slightly more convincing effort on goal, and we could be talking about a different halftime scoreline. But as yet, it is honours even at the break. You can see Victory, they have dominated possession for the vast majority of the opening half at the home of the Matildas. But it is the Phoenix who have been the more efficient side. 6 shots created for 37% possession, but all of those numbers will mean nothing if neither of these sides, who are desperate for the 3 points, can change the scoreline. It's a big second 45 to come on the other side of the break. It's goalless here at halftime at the home of the Matildas. A big battle in the top 6 race between Melbourne Victory and the Wellington Phoenix is as up for grabs as ever. Two sides hunting for postseason football, and the Wellington Phoenix, well, they're as close as they've ever come to finals football. And their head coach, their new head coach, Beth Priestman, is a big reason why. Let's get her take on how her season has been tracking so far.
And for the first time in the club's history, the Wellington Phoenix go top of the Ninja A-League.
I didn't really play too much into it other than it was another first, but I think you could see what it meant to those who've been around, you know, a Mac Barry and people who've had to fight for 5 years to even get to that point. I think that probably sunk it in for me that, okay, this they now believe, right? When you've done something like that, you're like, okay, we deserve to be here and more. But it means nothing if, you know, the next 7 games equate to nothing. But I've always said it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And I think what you see in this team is they'll run through a brick wall for each other. They'll never say die. There's actually behaviours that sit inside the outcome of a game that, you know, for example, that Perth game was an awful second half, but there was no way that team were going to roll over and everybody put their body on the line. People played through sickness. I think that's actually what inspires the next generation. It's the working together, it's the team, it's all of those things, not just a football match.
The yellow fever, celebrate.
I love connecting with players. I love trying to help people see something they can't see themselves yet. I think that is the thing, right? Everybody thinks they've got a level, and I know there's another 10, 20, 30% in the team and in the player. I think that's important. I think what you've also seen is games are won and lost on clean sheets. I think, you know, that is clear from our goal difference. But I also want players to be free, and I think you look at a Pia, and she'd be a great example this year. She can do what she does because we care about hard work and defending too. So I think, yeah, I value the hard work just as much as I value the moment where everyone gets out of their seat. And I think if you value both, you're onto something with a group, because they're willing to work hard, but they're also willing to take risks because they can. The big thing is this is my first experience of day-to-day head coaching. I think that's very different. But I also think when you have gone and achieved something, you know, like as a gold medal, I think the players buy into what you've got to say a little bit more, right? It carries a bit of weight. I have to back that up, of course. But I do think my experiences and my, you know, working at an international level in the biggest tournaments, I think that helps instill a belief, like when I say we're good, you know, and I think that kind of fosters a belief within the group. And it's just got a really good feeling, you know, when you look in a group and the dynamic of a group, they're really together group, and you don't win anything with a team that isn't together, and I think that is the most important thing.
Finds none, she shoots and quite magnificently racks up all 3 competition points.
The danger is, and I think if I look historically at this team, it's the back end of the season actually that has sort of tapered off. And my job, the group's job, is to hold themselves accountable to say, okay, we want to go and do something special, but we really want to go and do something special. And I think in that you find another level of people, and I think that's the exciting part.
We believe in each other, and we're just going to keep pushing and do what's never been done before. And I believe in every single one of us, so I can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes.
It has been a sight to behold, the Bevolution at the Wellington Phoenix. The job's not done yet, but they are as close as they have ever been. No closer to taking the lead and 3 points in this game, though. Let's have a look back at the big chance for the Phoenix. They did have the best chance of the opening half through Brooke Nunn. It was a fantastic Phoenix team move that forced Courtney Newbon into a very solid save, but if you're a Wellington Phoenix fan, you're just wondering if Brooke Nunn is able to get a bit more boot through that ball. Perhaps we're talking about a different halftime scoreline, but it was the most fluid move in a first half into which the Phoenix grew, and they will be hoping to build on in the second half. In a big weekend in the Ninja A-League, of course, you can see it's goalless in the other game in Gosford between the Mariners and Melbourne City. And it's just a big weekend across the board. Canberra United need the points when they host the Western Sydney Wanderers tomorrow. The Newcastle Jets in action against the Perth Glory. Those two sides fighting desperately to keep their finals hopes alive. And then it is a top 6 battle between Brisbane Roar and out of form Brisbane Roar against the red-hot Adelaide United at Spencer Park. A lot to look forward to in the Ninja A-League and a lot to look forward to in the upcoming Asian Cup, which is underway next week.
This isn't just a seat in the stands. It's your ticket to fearless ambition, to roar with crowds, for young fans to see heroes up close, to watch world-class skill, grit and grace. This isn't just a tournament. It's a celebration of what's possible when the world watches women rise. Get your ticket to dream. AFC Women's Asian Cup Australia 2026.
changes ever.
"45 minutes to play for these two sides before the Asian Cup break in the Ninja A-League. But will the Wellington Phoenix or the Melbourne Victory be heading into that break with 3 points to their name? That's the question we are going to find out in a massive second 45 between these two sides, duking it out for finals football in the back end of the season. No changes for either team heading into a second half in which Beth Priestman will be hoping that her side can continue the ever-increasing grip they were taking on this game as the halftime whistle approached. It was a hot start for Victory. They dominated possession, but then Phoenix found a way back into it. They created some solid chances, particularly through Brooke Nunn, but no telling touches provided by players on either side. Works to do for the likes of Kennedy White and Brooke Nunn. 3 points precious 3 points up for grabs in the finals race in Bandura. And depending on what happens elsewhere, potentially top spot for the Phoenix going into the Asian Cup break as well. Strap yourselves in if you are watching on at home for a big second 45 to come. Plenty at stake for either of these two sides. You can see the team list at the bottom of your screen confirming there is no halftime changes for either side, so you see plenty of substitutions throughout this second half. Beth Priestman loves to empty the bench where possible, particularly in games that she feels needs changing and tweaking. Both sides with plenty of quality to call on their respective benches as well. There's the starting lineup for Wellington Phoenix. That back line has been very tricky to breach so far for the Victory. Started the game with 73% possession in the opening 20 minutes for just 2 shots. And now they've got work to do in defence. Leon threading the needle wonderfully. Brooke Nunn cutting it back, but it's a Victory shirt first to it. Thumped away by Kayla Morrison. Great play between two Phoenix internationals. No nonsense from Captain Kayla. It'll be a Phoenix long throw. Rather easy initially for the Victory defence, but the fleet-footed Brooke Nunn doing it well to win it back. One back by Pynenberg. Elliott's. Open space being afforded to her. She marches into it. It's helped on its way by Woods, who contests to try and keep it alive. Elliott crashing in again. And that little touch off the Victory defence. And it's a comfortable one in the end for Courtney Newbon. Reference in the first half, that one goal Mania Elliott has scored against Melbourne Victory. It was at that end in the second half last season. Furphy drives the ball across the box. It'll sit for Sakalis. Policina, great body feint. It comes off the body of Kennedy White, and Victory can't get a convincing shot away. Blissett's ball in, well short of her best, and it all comes to a rather frustrating end at the hands of Vic Essen. Wasn't able to properly wrap her boot around the ball, Blissett. Unfortunately for Victory, Kennedy White was doing the Phoenix defending for them from that earlier strike from Policina. Rapid start to this second half, though. Action at either end and in each penalty box. Leon for Woods. Tough tackle from Taylor Ray to thwart the advancing American. Such a competitor is the now 100-game Ninja A-League midfielder. I dare say would be one of the better tackles of her 100 as well. Rachel Lowe just slipping in between Mackenzie Barry and Ellie Walker. It's not a convincing clearance from Nunn. Blissett sizes the ball in. That's a better cross. Furphy's header is off target. Inside from White to Policina, who perhaps wasn't expecting it. Great control from Lowe, but it's robbed back by Brooke Nunn. You can see the intent. They want to utilize that pace of Michaela Woods. And it is a danger to which Victory thus far have been wise. It's been a game at the home of the Matildas that has had the feeling its importance as a fixture has been felt and stamped its influence on the contest. The real feeling of a game that both want to win, but neither want to lose. Well judged by Kayla Morrison. Rachel Lowe with room to work with and a willing runner in Sakalis. There's Ellie Walker for company. Sakalis, clever first touch. Walker to the turf. Across comes Jale. Penalty for victory. Grace Jale apoplectic as she casts an eye towards Michaela Ryan. Sakalis's little touch and turn was tricky, and Jale's desperate attempt to try and get the ball off Sophia Sakalis was not to the liking of the referee. And a massive opportunity now presents for Victory to open the scoring from the spot. It'll be a contentious one in the Phoenix camp. Victory fans will feel it is just reward for some calls that didn't go their way in the opening half. But it all comes down to this. Policina against Essen. Can their star midfielder get the job done? She can. An emphatic penalty puts Victory in the lead. And another massive twist in the top six race. Breaks the side. Breaks the way of a side who have needed a lucky one. Here's another look at the foul that led to it all. Jale racing in to try and thwart Sophia Sakalis, which sent Victory to the spot, and it was perfection from Policina with the penalty. A fourth goal against the Phoenix for her. First in Victory colours. Even if Vic Essen had have gone the right way, that would have been very, very tricky to stop. A player who has been one of their shining lights this season gets her 7th of the year around a Policina. And now the Phoenix have got work to do, because when they have gone behind this season, Wellington, they are yet to register a win. And the news gets no better in Gosford, where Melbourne City have taken the lead against the Mariners. How will the Phoenix respond to this latest instance of adversity? Leon. The Phoenix would love a swift response. Peinenberg. Walker, early crossing, a good one. Great header as well, but it's off target from Lucia Leon. Beth Priestman will not be best pleased at how the start to this second half has panned out. It's a game she'll more than likely feel on the balance of chances that, well, a 1-0 scoreline may well be fair, but perhaps not in the way of the side that currently holds it. It's bent towards Kennedy White. She was quite a way forward of that Wellington defensive line, who did their job well. And if you want to make finals, if you want to be talking about winning premierships, these are the kind of games where you need to find a way to claw back. The Phoenix have gone nearly a year since their last come-from-behind victory back in March last year. And they trailed to the Western Sydney Wanderers at Porua Park. It was a late show that day that got them over the line. 26-minute winner from Ferguson. Going to need to conjure up some special stuff today. Do have that game in hand against Melbourne City that they'll have on the other side of the Asian Cup break, but were the results to fall as they currently are, it would be to cut a deficit as opposed to the draw level, potentially take top spot outright.
Keep coming back.
Victory subs have been sent to warm up. Seems like Beth Priestman is going to be the first coach to call on her substitutes. Skew whiff from Pinenberg. And Policina has poked it forward to Kennedy White, wanted to get onto the right foot, and that is clean and authoritative from Grace Jale. Brilliant work by Policina, such a tricky customer. Thorn in the side of the Phoenix over the years. You can see that strapping, bandaging on her wrist. Not only is she a silky smooth customer, as will this sit up here for Kennedy White? Not quite. Policina is a fierce customer as well. She broke that wrist that's wrapped in bandages back in January. And there were fears at that time, it was a very nasty injury away to Adelaide, that it could spell the end of her season. She ended up missing only one game after surgery. A player for many young Victory supporters to admire. First year on the other side of the Melbourne Derby dividers. Despite Pia Vlock's best efforts, can't win that back from Taylor Ray. It will be Wellington who strike first with their substitutions. Emma Pinenberg, Football Fern, replaced by one of Beth Priestman's mid-season American imports. Mackenzie Anthony will be looking to get on the score sheet as she did for the first time in Phoenix colours last week. That's a sign of how good this team that Beth Priestman's got to pick from, that Mackenzie Anthony's reward for scoring a first goal was to drop to the bench. Elliott's ball in, Leon lurking, and Morrison answers the call. Beth Priestman does have a strong side to pick from, but what is adding to the impressive nature of their season this year is that they are doing it without so many first-team injured players. As Woods breaks into open space, stands it up for Anthony, and will it sit for Vlock? It's another solid block by Melbourne Victory, who are on the move now through Sakalis. She couldn't play the pass as Kennedy White had straight offside. Taylor Ray stabbing it away. Second ball slips into the lap of Sakalis. That was a bit of a strange one. Policina had played the ball behind the Phoenix defensive line. It looked as though it was intended for Kennedy White. This was a great chance for the Phoenix. Mackenzie Anthony just couldn't get more emphatic contact. And Pia Vlock denied a second goal against Melbourne Victory. Kennedy White knocking it down, not to the advantage of a teammate. Policina's fast footwork was fantastic. Blissett clever, Sakalis, can she find a crossing angle? No, it's Mackenzie Barry, who comes in to break up the danger. Solid defending from Wellington's all-time appearance maker. Sakalis. Game has certainly opened up in the second half. Far more even and consistent fare than the two-sided first 45. Blissard's ball in, well struck. Can only find the head of Grace Jarley. Important challenges at the top of the box that are won by Wellington initially. And Vandermeer holds it from the clutches of Holly Furphy.
So just open up, have a look. What's over your shoulder?
Jeff Hopkins issuing the orders. He knows what a big win this would be for Melbourne Victory. Well done by Michaela Woods. Firm but fair challenge from Pickett. Woods cross, searching for none. She takes it out of the evening air. There's Lock for company. Can't find a teammate in the middle either. Block back to Walker. Phoenix with numbers in the box. It's swung towards Anthony. And away. Block. Drinking left and right. Can't find a way through. Leon, maybe she can. She'll have to content herself with a corner. The Phoenix have responded well to going behind, but they will want to get their equalising goal sooner rather than later. It's having to chase, not a position to which they are accustomed. And with the exception of this season, Jeff Hopkins' sides are usually pretty good at closing out crunch games like this. Lock and Elliott conjure from the corner. She goes short to Pia Vlock. Vlock's ball in decent. Attacking it was Anthony. Not fully cleared by Victory. In again by Jarley. And the wipe of the ball against the shirt means it is likely the long throw outcome. Indeed it is. Helped on its way, but only to the advantage of Courtney Newbon. Wellington continuing to control the shot count as they did at the halftime interval. They've expanded on that this half. That one shot on target for Melbourne Victory, the all-important one. Policina from the spot. The 7th of the season. Could set up a massive win for Melbourne Victory. Their quest to finish the season in final spots for an 8th successive year. Lowe slips it towards Holly Furphy. Great goalkeeping initially from Essen, who fumbled it but was able to recollect it the second time of asking. Clever ball from Rachel Lowe, and Holly Furphy, if she could have just done one additional head check, she might have realized what a golden opportunity had been afforded to her. But in any case, the 1-0 deficit stays, and the Phoenix canter forward. Mackenzie Anthony was perhaps betwixt and between there. The shots or across a defensible option from that situation. If there was a bit more bend on it, Brooke Nunn was ready to blast home. Anthony, one of 3 injury replacement signings that Beth Priestman has made for this Phoenix team. They've been ravaged by ACL injuries to the likes of Tessel Middag, Alyssa Winham. Haven't had either of those two since round 1. Samba Sabitra Bandari as well. Add to that the likes of Macy Fraser, CJ Botts, who's pregnant rather than injured, but an absentee all the same. They have pulled together a cracking campaign against the weight of odds. Can they pull one back against the deficit here? Newbon had to track back, but they did effectively in the end. It was an awkward one, especially when you've got someone over your shoulder trying to latch onto it, as Courtney Newbon did. As tough as the wins have been to come by for victory in recent weeks, aside from that game against Canberra, where they spent almost the entirety of it down to 10, they've only conceded one goal across the other 3 games in the last month. Clean sheets against Sydney and Melbourne City, albeit both in 0-0 draws. Priestman continuing to manipulate the shape and directives of her side, who 23 minutes to go plus stoppage. They'll need to go chasing. And they may get a chance to do exactly that here. Mackenzie Anthony will not get a chance to fire on goal. Michaela Ryan has pulled back for the earlier infringement on Michaela Woods. They would have liked to have seen, I imagine, what Mackenzie Anthony could have done marching forward. They will not complain, the Phoenix, about having a set piece to work with. Very high line from Victory to defend this awkward penalty area threat. Jale's ball in. Victory heads first to it. Nunn able to recycle. Deflected ball. Lumped clear by Policina. And Barry Sakalis herring down over her shoulder, but as Phoenix fans have become very accustomed to in the last 5 seasons, Barry was a good customer. He fell victim of the commentator's curse though, turned it over. Victory not able to exploit that chink in the armour. That's a facial expression from Anaya Elliott that tells the story at the moment for the Phoenix. This trip to victory, for which top spot potentially beckon. The kids are very happy to do some impromptu ball kid duties. And they do give the ball back as well, despite the temptation whenever you're a junior. You get your hands on an A-League match ball, very tempting to try and keep it for yourself. Not to be for those good Samaritans on the far side. This could have been a journey for the Phoenix that saw them take top spot. Now fighting to try and avoid an 11th winless game in Victoria in their history. And they will get a chance to redress the balance. The cooling break in the second half. Second and final of the match. Nunn will march in alongside her Phoenix teammates to have one last push in this game before the Asian Cup break, which is right around the corner. Matilda's getting set for a big Asian Cup. You can grab your tickets at the Asian Cup website, and you can see all of the Matilda stars who have been built in the Ninja A-League. 2,032 A-League appearances amongst that squad, and 2 active Ninja A-League stars, Michelle Heyman and Holly McNamara, the duo who will fly the flag for the Ninja A-League at the Asian Cup. Of course, there will be others in the other squads named in the other countries, the likes of the Philippines. You expect to have good A-League representation. The Asian Cup of no concern to this Wellington Phoenix side, who want to go into their international break where many of these Phoenix players will be in action with 3 points to their name, and they will need to mount a late comeback to do so. The Phoenix of, or the Football Ferns I should say, although there is a heavy overlap. Not big World Cup qualifiers coming up while the Australian sides observe their Asian Cup break. Three World Cup qualifiers between late Feb and early March before everything's going well. Semi-finals and a potential final in February, or in April, I should say. For those who will be involved, that will be firmly in the back of the mind at the moment. All eyes on this fixture at the home of the Matildas. 19 minutes away from going the way of Melbourne Victory. Melbourne City have extended their advantage at Polytech Stadium on the Central Coast. So it looks as though top spots will be out of reach for the Phoenix, but they still need the points. So keep in distance. Make sure their game in hand is a very important one on the other side of the break. Elliott coming forward, letting rip, and it's a decent drive, but only to warm the gloves of Courtney Newbon. And the ears must have been burning on the Central Coast, because no sooner have I said that Melbourne City lead 2-0, have they made it 3-0 against the Mariners. Phoenix will have that additional game after the break, but it will mean they finish their season with 5 games in 20 days. Of course, while they've got their eyes on top spot, finals football isn't locked in yet as well. It is a tremendously tight table. Nunn looking to flip the script for the Phoenix. It's a great little driving run. The ball inside, not quite as impressive. The scrapping back to keep it alive was, though. Brilliant work by Brooke Nunn. Decent ball in too, and it's a crucial touch from Laura Pickett to keep it out of harm's way. Brilliant work by Brooke Nunn. And not for that header clear by Laura Pickett. Michaela Woods could well have drawn the Phoenix level. They've been vulnerable, uncharacteristically so this year, Victory. This year they've coughed up leads on 3 successive occasions after opening the scoring. In stark contrast to the 20 games they went without dropping 3 points in that situation. Taken quickly and not particularly effectively by the Phoenix, but well won by Leon. Elliott darts the eyes down, drives it across the box. And the goal was gaping for the Phoenix. Fantastic ball in by Elliott. Not so willing runner in the right position to meet it. It really was a zipping effort across the face. Perhaps those Phoenix players might have been in an offside position, but I don't think so. Promise at least. This Phoenix side can fight back into contention in this game. They have been good value for late goals this season. They haven't fought back to win a game after going behind first this year, but they have fought back to draw. Points away to the Roar in Redcliffe. Brooke Nunn in the dying embers. They're pushing forward here. Mania Elliott playing it across, looking for Mackenzie Anthony. But Kayla Morrison has been monolithic in her 101st victory game. Had the answer to a lot today. As the player who needs victory in clearances, passes and blocks. He does just about everything for them. Clever turn by Anthony Jale. The big final 15 minutes awaits at the home of the Matildas. Just wonder if that discussion that's going on for Beth Priestman is going to signal the advent of another substitution, maybe even multiple at once. None. Fancy feet, the hold back. Clear as day from Blissett. You can see the intent from Nunn. She wanted to take it and run. Potential substitutes will hold fire for the Phoenix for now. You can see at least one stripped and ready underneath the dugout. And they will be watching on for this Grace Jale delivery, who I think she was trying to catch Courtney Newbon out, but not quite the desired contact if that was the case. Quite interesting what this result and results elsewhere would do for the makeup of the top six. Victory, as things stand, would go from 7th place outside the top six into 4th. Level on points with the Phoenix, who have 2 games in hand. And the Mariners will find themselves in 6th spot and vulnerable. As will the Phoenix be to Canberra for 2nd spot tomorrow. Still a lot to play out here, though. Emily Benson is about to make her way onto the field. And Victory would love an insurance policy. They've found the attacking opportunities fleeting since taking the lead. Morrison. Defense splitting pass that didn't quite drop in time for Kennedy White. She's really going tricky as their top scorer this second half. Leon losing her footing at the crucial moments. She looks to be in a bit of discomfort too. It was an awkward one. Victory march up the opposite end. Furphy's cross deflected out for a corner. Good defending by former City centre-back Marissa Vandermeer. There's that slip that saw Lucia Leon come a cropper. Kayla Woods is the stand-in physio for the Phoenix. It's just a bit of cramp for the Dominican international. Subs for both sides here. Victory are going to call on Alana Janchevsky to come on in place of one of her former Victorian state-level youth teammates in Sophia Sakalis. So that'll give Alana Janchevsky a rare opportunity to play in an attacking role this season. She has mostly been utilised as a left back. She was originally an attacker in the Ninja A-League. And has form for scoring against Wellington at the home of the Matildas in the past. Phoenix substitution still in weights. Beth Priestman hold the line. She maybe had a change of mind after this trip to the turf for Lucia Leon. It looks to be the case. That's a rather unfortunate end of the section. For the Dominican Republic International. It was initially going to be Pia Vlock making way, but the injury prompting a change of plans for Beth Priestman, who would not want to lose another player to injury, so perhaps it is safety first, and it does see 19-year-old Zoe Benson come onto the field. And Victory use the open space to make an extra substitution. Rosie Curtis coming on for Laura Pickett, two graduates of Victory's youth pathway, exchanging places. As the corner comes in, emphatic header away by Jale. Janchevsky whips it towards goal and into the side netting. Really sweet hits. She hasn't had as much opportunity this year to showcase her attacking license. But there's the first and perhaps last warning shot for the Phoenix defense. It's a massive final 10 at the home of the Matildas. A huge up and under from Blissett. He's only going to advantage Vic Essen. Wellington Phoenix have scored more goals in the final 15 minutes of games than any team in the Ninja A-League. Got defending to do here though. Kennedy White marching forward, and it's a good save from Essen to deny the American. It would have been an insurance policy for the Victory. Had her troubles with the offside flag today. That time she was the right side of it, but the shot a little tame in the end. Essen equal to the task. Policina. The eyes wide as she struggles to believe that that decision does not go her way. Good work by Benson. A substitute who has been elevated to the senior side from the Phoenix's youth program this season. Nunn. Up the line to Mackenzie Anthony. And winning a corner. That Phoenix will be more than happy to take. It would be 8th goal of the season in the last 15 minutes. Would be as good as any as they've got this year. Michaela Ryan's got a bit of sorting out to do in the penalty area. It was Ellie Walker who was flapping and flailing, taking exception to the contact she's receiving. All settled now. And wait for this Anaya Elliott ball in. It's good too, but it's a Victory head first to it. That's another tangle in that penalty area. Kennedy White, the Victory player involved. Pia Vlock helping it on its way for Nunn. Deflected cross. Anywhere will do for Taylor Ray. Victory seem as though they're going to trust themselves to batten down the hatches and grind out the 3 points with a 6th clean sheet of the season. Well, it's the same signal from Mania Elliott as the previous corner. Will it be a different result? Elliott's delivery towards the front post, and it'll be a 3rd crack for Mania Elliott. Phoenix chasing an all-important point, perhaps a platform for more. Block. Back to Elliott, driven in and deflected. Another corner coming for the Phoenix. It is a set-piece barrage from the New Zealand side. Victory defence stopped. They were convinced that Elliott would have been approaching from an offside position. That was not the case. He's going to go direct for a 3rd time in 4. Will it be 3rd time's the charm for Elliott? It's Nunn who flicks it across the box and helped away and clear by Policina. Vlock. Just such a dazzling player to watch on the dribble. She's going to go for it too. Pia Vlock now. Woods! It's the all-important equaliser for the Phoenix. And for a side-chasing top spot, what a massive point it could be. Michaela Woods' red-hot run continues. She has another to add to her tally. And it was pure striking play. Latched onto the end of what looked a shot from Pia Vlock. And an emphatic finish from the American sets us up for a grandstand finish. Game on at the home of the Matildas. And Michaela Woods bagging a 4th of the season in just 7 games to go with 5 assists. And Victory's resolve to see this game out and hold the Wellington Phoenix goalless lasted 35 minutes. We've been accustomed to seeing Michaela Woods drop the dance moves after scoring. Not the case this time. It was all business on the face of the American in that celebration. No question as to what the Phoenix will spend the final knockings of this game chasing. Pia Vlock will get an assist to end her evening. Daisy Brazendale coming on to replace her. Beth Priestman's favourite substitute this season, on for a 12th appearance off the pine to go with 2 starts. If it wasn't already a test of the Phoenix resolve of their finals football appetite, it's a massive gauntlet thrown down this game for both sides now. It is well and truly on again and up for grabs. It's got a bit of that finals football feel. Taylor Ray into the box. Not to the aid of Alani Anchevsky. Beth Priestman has not stopped in her vociferous instruction all night. If they make it to the finals, the Phoenix may well take the point in context. But all 3 would just be massive when you consider the circumstances. On the other side of the coin, Victory need as many points as they can get. And it's going to be well and truly open fair for either of these sides to steal the points late. 7 minutes added on by the fourth official, Puya Gadirian. Melbourne City on course for 3 points and a retention of their top spot. 3-1 they lead on the Central Coast. It's a goal apiece between Victory and Wellington at the home of the Matildas. And the grandstand finish is going to be enjoyed by one of Jeff Hopkins' favourite late game finishers, Ella O'Grady, on in place of Holly Furphy. Polisina. Janchevsky can't get the beating of the Phoenix back four. Palpable tension at the home of the Matildas.
Good. Good.
The point that Victory hold on to is the difference between them going into the Asian Cup break inside or outside of the 6. O'Grady's ball thwarted. Taylor Ray coughs it up to Zoe Benson. Not on the move. Not a lot of Phoenix numbers further afield. She's happy to stop and prop and buy some time for the Phoenix to reset. Jale. Brazendale. Anthony towards the byline. Cross takes a touch. They couldn't clear. Brazendale looking to break into the corner pocket. She'll do well to find her way through, find support in the form of Anthony, who earns the Phoenix a corner. And the ball for the last 10 to 15 minutes has been living in this corner area that the Phoenix have been attacking on the right-hand side. And once again, Anaya Elliott will be called upon. She's scored late goals at this venue against the Victory. Can she set one up? Elliott's delivery, awkward for Newbon, still alive at the back stick. Jale, none to the top of the box, and it just doesn't dip in time. And Victory get the ball moving quickly. This is as tantalizing a finish as you'd have expected to see going into this game. There's the effort from Brooke Nunn, just went to try and side foot it over the top and almost lobbed Courtney Newbon, but it wasn't to be. Janchevsky playing it across. O'Grady's offside. Over the Matildas crowd on tenterhooks. Home fan side holding on to a potentially precious point. Be just the second point the Wellington Phoenix have ever taken from the state of Victoria. O'Grady wins the throw. Victory will bring the numbers up. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Time enough for either of these sides to have a crack at stealing away with 3 points. Janchevsky, decent delivery. Essen spilled it, but was able to recollect it the second time of asking. Left-footed deliveries create such a problem for goalkeepers. They just dip at such an awkward height. I guess not the first keeper we've seen come a cropper. The left boots of Alani Janchevsky. Anthony scrapped hard, and the reward was possession for her. Being pushed into the corner by Chelsea Blissett. Now Kayla Morrison is coming in. The ball's just hanging there on the line, agonisingly so. Kayla Morrison has cleared it out, and this may well be as good as a corner for the Wellington Phoenix. An Ellie Walker long throw on the way. As we are inside the final seconds of stoppage time, can the Phoenix pull off a fantastic fight back? It was a bait and switch, no long throw, and no real threat to the goal of Melbourne victory. Launched forward by Rosie Curtis. But all the way to Vic Essen. Will it give the Phoenix chance for one last push? How generous is Michaela Ryan planning on being? We've already had 7 minutes of stoppage. Bunge with a commanding header. And that'll do it. The spoils shared at the home of the Matildas. Two sides desperately hunting for 3 points before the Asian Cup break. Will have to content themselves with just the one. Brianna Polisina's penalty put Melbourne victory on course for an unlikely win against the favoured Phoenix. But Beth Priestman's side found a way to fight back late. Michaela Woods grabbing another late goal for the Knicks. And they will take a point back from Victoria for just the second time in their history. And they have lost a bit of ground in the race for top spot against Melbourne City tonight. The full-time score from the home of the Matildas. Melbourne victory 1, Wellington Phoenix 1. And Michaela Woods does have the smile on the face, even if it isn't all 3 points, because even if it isn't a win, it is still a valuable point for her side. An 87th minute equaliser. And a great Phoenix fight back to take a goal that Beth Priestman no doubt would have been feeling her side richly deserved. And yes, they have lost a bit of ground on Melbourne City, but they still have that game in hand. There's still so much to play for, and they are still on pace for a first ever finals appearance. And we'll have a look back at the highlights that brought us to a 1-1 scoreline at the home of the Matildas. Wellington did have the better of the first half chances. This was the one they had a really good opportunity to open the scoring in the first half.